through that launch now. Certainly a historic moment for India as the first unmanned mission to the moon successfully launched at 6:22 this morning. The Indian Space Research Organization responsible for the launch has confirmed that that Chandrayaan is now in orbit around Earth. That is, they're saying also the space vehicle is moving in the right direction. The first 4 phases, they said, were perfect. There's zero error. Ground stations across the world, they tell us, are now getting signals from Chandrayaan. That includes the Master Control Station in Bangalore. Hectic activity is on at the ISRO Telemetry Tracking and Command Network, or ISTRAC, at Pinya, Bangalore, which will be the country's nerve center for controlling the Chandrayaan-1 for the next 2 years. In fact, World Space Agency is now welcoming India's first moon mission. Those messages of congratulations coming in right now. The Deep Space Network at Byalalu will be joining ISTRAC in tracking the spacecraft for the next 6 hours.
But all the scientists are closely watching the parameters as they are being telemetered. You can see on the plot board here the time versus velocity of the vehicle.
Alright, well, there were certainly celebrations just a short while ago. They're ongoing at the ISRO Center in Sriharikota as the much anticipated launch was successful. ISRO Chairman Madhavan Nair congratulated his team for the feat.
And you can see that
it's a historic moment as far as India is concerned. We have started our journey to the moon. And the first leg of the journey has gone perfectly well. What we have started is a remarkable journey for the Indian spacecraft to go to the moon and try to unravel the mysteries of the moon.
The PSLV rocket will first hurl Chandrayaan into a swooping orbit around the Earth. Thrusters will then fire at short intervals, flinging the satellites into an even larger orbit. Then, at a pre-calculated moment, the engines will fire again, kicking the satellite out towards the moon. After 6 days and 4 lakh kilometers, Chandrayaan will first circle the moon from 1,000 kilometers away. Then, over 2 weeks, thrusters will slowly alter its orbit again, lowering it down to 100 kilometers above the moon. In New Delhi, Jaimon Joseph.
So that's how that is going to take place. Let's get a word in from our correspondent Deepa Balakrishnan is at Sriharikota. Deepa, what can you tell us from there now?
Well, certainly a lot of excitement and exaltation here at the Sriharikota Launch Center, where we saw those scientists, the top scientists of ISRO at the Mission Control Center, waiting and watching for about 15-20 minutes before the launch. There was a lot of tension. People realized that the computers were taking over the entire the rocket, the mission itself. So they just had to sit back and wait for things to work perfectly, and work perfectly it did. As far as this minute is concerned, in fact, the behavior or the pattern of the rocket itself has been perfectly as expected. It was a textbook launch, so to speak. So it has gone through all the 4 stages, and now the Chandrayaan has been launched into space, into orbit the Earth first, and then it will be moving into the orbit of the moon, which will take about 15 to 16 days.
Alright, Deepa, stay with us as we get Professor C. Sivaram, the chairman of the Theoretical Physics Group at the Indian Institute of Astrophysics from Bangalore, back with us this morning. Good morning, Professor. What are your first reactions, though, to this? They're saying it's a perfect launch, all 4 phases, 0% error.
Yeah, this is really a remarkable thing that, all the apprehensions are now cleared. We are well on the way to the moon now, and I think this is a very remarkable landmark, and it heralds, the advanced stage of Indian science and technology in these areas.
The advanced stage of Indian science and technology.